This is Brian Liberati with your preview of the 2025 PGA Championship from Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. As some of you maybe know, this golf course is one of the longest on tour. It's over 7,600 yards. And some of you might have seen too, there's a lot of rain. They had 2 inches of rain on Monday, and they're getting some more today. In fact, they just called it, it's just after 1 p.m. our time, Eastern time, sorry. They just called the practice players off the course because of lightning in the area. It's supposed to stop raining later today, and if it rains at all tomorrow, it should be very, very light. The one thing, it does drain very well. I saw a couple reports from guys down there, and it's not horrible considering I saw some photos from yesterday. It was nasty. It was like a gale force. I mean, the wind was coming across, rain was coming across, but it looks like it's going to be okay by Thursday. Couple things I just want to talk about regarding this course, for people that want to, Quail Hollow has 5 par 4s that are over 480 yards. In fact, 3 of them are over 500 yards. They have 2 par 3s over 220 yards. So it's a really, really, like I said, long course. And it's going to play longer, of course, the first day or so because it's wet. I'm going to guess they're probably going to play preferred lies, or what we call lift, clean, in place, which certainly helps the players. Also, too, at Quail Hollow, the average approach shot from the rough is 183 yards. On tour, the average is like 165. So it's like a club and a half longer on a lot of these shots. So especially some of these par 4s, you're going to be seeing gentlemen hit a lot of long irons or probably hybrids into these greens. So I would definitely look at long drivers, and I would definitely look at people that have great short games, because also Quail Hollow in the last 5 years, they're in the top 10 on tour on fewest greens hit in regulation. So there's going to be a lot of pitching and chipping, hitting out of bunkers these 4 days. So to me, the biggest 2 factors, long drivers and short game, because Quail has, I believe it's 6 dogleg holes. And every one of them, if you want to cut the dogleg, it's at least 300 yards, sometimes 320-yard carry. In fact, last year, I think it was on number 17, they added another bunker at the corner. They kind of call it the Rory bunker to try to stop him. He still flew it over that bunker. They thought they could, but he had no trouble, where, of course, many, many players do. So like I said, you're looking for people that hit the ball long. And also, too, an accurate driver will help on this course, especially with the softer conditions, because the first day or two, the ball probably won't roll too far on the fairway. So it might keep more players in the fairway off their tee shots. Also, I thought a very interesting stat, two interesting stats. The last 5 winners of the PGA Championship and the last 5 winners of the tournament at Quail Hollow, every player was ranked in the top 50 in driving distance. So like I said, I thought that was very interesting. It doesn't mean that's going to happen again this year, but it certainly doesn't hurt if you can find players that go deep. So for winners, I'm going to choose Rory for one. He's at plus 500. I know maybe it's not great value, and I'm not saying he's going to win again, but he has won at Quail Hollow 4 times in his career. He's finished second 3 times. He has not played any better in any other course than Quail Hollow. In fact, that's why I don't know if any of you heard this. At the tournament last week, somebody was asking Jordan Spieth, because he's got a chance to win the Grand Slam like Rory did. And Spieth kind of laughed. He goes, "Oh yeah, we're going to Rory McIlroy Country Club just because he's so good there." So I would at least probably sprinkle it on Roy, even if you don't want to go full unit or anything like that. Also, another player I like a lot is Justin Thomas. He's had 3 top 2s in his last 4 starts. So he's been right there. He did win at Harbor Town about 3 weeks ago. He's really on fire right now. And interestingly, this is his best putting season ever so far. He's never putted better. He's 20th on tour in putting. He's never been that close. And he's just such a bulldog. He tries so hard. He will never give up. If you saw last week's tournament, he had a great chance to get in there, and he lost it a little bit at the end, but he never gives up. He's really, really, he's great to watch. I love watching him because, like I said, he's just really presses. And he's at plus 2,200, Thomas is. One other one, again, maybe, I don't know if some of you follow Liv or not right now, is Patrick Reed. Now, he's not the longest driver like a lot of guys are, but he's very accurate off the tee. He has a great short game. He's probably top 10 short game in the world. He's a great putter, probably top 5 in putting. And I know he hasn't played here in a few years, but his the last 3 times he played, he finished top 5 twice. And he loves harder courses. He finished 3rd at the Masters this year. So he was B1, and he's at plus 9,000. So as you might know, I'm not just picking one winner. I try to throw up different ones for people, and then they can decide. I'm not going to tell you got to pick this one because like this one. I'm trying to give you options, but also by talking about what the course is like. If you do some studying on your own, you might want to look at, like I said, guys that drive the ball long, guys that have great short game. Now for top 5, I like Rory. I mean, I know it's not going to be a great price. I think it's plus 180, but he's playing great. I think from what I've seen, he's driving the ball better than ever, which is kind of scary. Now he hasn't played here in 5, 6 years, but his last 2 times here, his putting was unbelievable. From 10 to 15 feet, he was making 68% of his putts, where the rest of the field was making 26% of their putts from 10 to 15 feet. So he's got a long game. His short game, if you ever watch him like at the Masters or some of the other majors, he's very innovative. He comes up with shots. He really gets it, and his putting is really good. I know he looks funny, but he's really accurate with his putting. His distance control is really, really good. I also like Justin Thomas, top 5. It's plus 360, which I don't think is a bad value at all. And again, it's all for those reasons I talked about a couple minutes ago. He's just playing well. He's probably playing better than he ever has, truthfully, consistency-wise from week to week. And the other person I'm looking at, top 5 again, Patrick Reed. He's at plus 1,100. So I'm just throwing these out because I like the value on some of these. And again, Reed is really, really good. He's got one of the best swings there is on tour. I've watched him in person before, and he strikes the ball really solid. He doesn't miss hit many shots at all. Top 10, I'm looking at Tommy Fleetwood. Now, I know he's not one of the longest drivers, so that's kind of going away from what I've been talking about. But Tommy has gained strokes off the tee in 9 of his last 10 tournaments. Doesn't mean he's hitting it the farthest, but he's hitting fairways and things. He's also gained strokes around the green 10 of his last 11. So his short game's on fire, his driving's on fire. And he has been putting better the last few weeks. So I hate to say I'm not expecting him to win, but top 10, I could definitely see that happening. I also like Corey Connors. Again, this is going against what I said at the beginning. Corey's not one of the longest drivers, but he's 15th in accuracy off the tee. He hits tons of fairways. And he's top 10 in his iron play. So he hits a lot of greens too. And his short game, a little off and on overall. But tee to green, he's very, very solid. And his putting has gotten better the last 3 weeks. Ever since the Masters, he's putting better. Early in the year, he was not very good. And also for top 10, I like Patrick Cantley. Now, I had Patrick last week, top 5, and he did us well. He finished tied for 4th. He has had 3 top 5s this year. He's 3rd in greens in regulation. So again, very important on this course. If you can hit a lot of greens, you got a great chance. He's gained strokes off the tee in 5 straight. So his driving's good. He's kind of sneaky long too. I mean, he averages about 310. I don't know. Sounds crazy, but I mean, he does. He's good in that regards. So he's another one I like. I'm not going to post any matchups right now because they didn't have them on DraftKings yet. In fact, just to let you know, all these prices are from DraftKings, but they didn't have any 18-hole matches, 3-ball matches yet at all. So I'm hoping they'll have them this afternoon or tonight. And then when we do, I'll send them to AB. He'll post them either in our 10 a.m. show or I will also post them in Discord, buddy. And I might have said this last week in my video. If you see me, I'm usually there in the morning at 10 a.m. and I sometimes I'm at 3 p.m. If you have any questions for me at all, please ask. Like I said, I'm not a total expert in betting. I'm learning with golf because this is kind of my first year really betting on golf. But hopefully at least I can give you some more information on what's going on. So hope you all do well. Let's meet at the cash window. Let's make some cash like we did last week. And I wish you all a good day. Thank you.